Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yeah, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where we're going to talk about flag burning for some reason. Yeah, I know, the protests, the guys burn the flag, FTG to those motherfuckers. I don't care. But I am just like, someone posted on X yesterday while this was going on, this right here. Shouldn't it be illegal to burn the American flag? No, it shouldn't. You know what? Look, the flag's a symbol and someone to burn it, whatever. No, it should not be illegal. You know, what was it? Someone said, or what should we do with people who burn the American flag? I said, to me, unless they stole it and it was somebody else's property, I don't want to do anything about it. Okay, it's a symbolism of something that I really don't like, but I'm not gonna say that you cannot do it in the United States of America. Can we just stop having this stupid argument now? So my real answer to that, yeah, they should get some very harsh side eye, like dumb motherfuckers. But legally, nothing, unless they stole it. Now, the case in Washington yesterday, I believe they stole those flags. So, yeah, you could get them for damaging government property. Other than that, don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And this stupid clown bot is still doing this. It's pissing me off. There, I'm going to pin the right one because the old one is still stuck in limbo somewhere. So we're going to pin that one. Anyway, hi, how you doing? It is, what's today? Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024. And just a few days, well, I guess a few days before Lady Boomer and I traveled. So that's why I put that thing there, because it's Lady's, whatever that is over there. Lady's Boomer's birthday, so hopefully we can supplement that a little bit. But if you can't, great, I don't care. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at something that's happening. And that is I don't even know how to describe this. All I know is in 2020, after the election, Time Magazine came out with that article that was, we did it, right? We did it. We got Joe Biden elected. We got Donald Trump out of there, blah, 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 blah. And I'm watching in real time as they are just manipulating as much as they can already. The thing, that stupid thing with Brian Kilmeade saying the college sorority, and everyone's saying he said colored sorority. Oh my God, blah 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 blah. Distraction. Should we have a flag debate? Distraction. I'm gonna say it over and over again. Democrats' strategy is to distract you, because their plan is to see misogyny and racism everywhere, right? So how about we just not give them any fuel? Like JD Vance kind of screwed up yesterday too with something dumb he said. And so, but look, let's focus on what that woman, that prosecutor, that former senator, that former vice president, let's talk about the things she actually did and not about stupid shit. Now, let me have a caveat here. Her ascension into politics via Willie Brown, which people are going to try to tell you, oh, that's sexist if you bring that up. Why you should bring up that. Excuse me. That is a big part of the debate too, because is it fair game? Of course it's fair game. Why? because they dredged up every little foible of Donald Trump. So why can't we dredge up hers too? That's fair game. But just know that the media is going to do everything they can to help Kamala Harris. The media is, we got some examples today that we're going to show you. But just, and you know, if you start talking about DEI, you're going to piss people off. That's racist. That's racist. Where is it? Right here. No, that ain't it. Where is it? What happened to, see, my soundboard's all messed up. Okay. Focus on what has been so we don't get an opportunity to find out what can be. Because I do not want to find out what can be. If you catch my drift. So let's say hi to everybody and get this damn thing started. First in the chat today is our friend Jesse Leon. Yeah. Well done. Smacking that. Yes. Also, good morning, Somnable Nation. Trippy Liberty, what's up, my brother? Good morning, Zed the Snarky. Kara Soldiers in the house. Lord Stanhope. Avocados Diabli. Aaron Meredith. Attack Alpaca. Let's see. I said Somnable. Lies, Lord Stanhope. Zed the Snarky. Anna Lynn's in the house. Good morning. Johnny Boomer Tech obviously is here because he works here. Also, good morning, Jimmy Das Hotel. Found's back. What's up? I once was lost, but now I'm found. Where's Amazing Disgrace, though? Also, good morning, Gunfox61, the outstanding administrator of the P-Dawg Knight Discord server. Good morning, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Green Badger Outdoors is in the house. Let's see. Am I missing any? Wow, there's a lot of people here. Hi, JB. JB's here. Oh, speaking of, Amazing Disgrace is in the house. And those ain't real, dude. I'm curious. Oh, wait, boobies are the best distraction. I was about to ask you when you chose that name, those ain't real, dude. I wonder if that was related to anything about stuff like that. So anyway, and also good morning. Number one is here. So we're doing good. We got a good full house so far. Please share the stream though. We can always use more. You know what I mean? We can always use more. In fact, here, I'll even put a link here. If you're on X, there, just go there, click that and retweet it or repost it, whatever the fuck they call it now. Damn it. Several of you have done that already, though, and I appreciate that. Let's see who's done that. I see my notifications blowing up. That means at least some of those are people who have posted the show. Let's see here. We got Somnambule Nation, of course, because you always beat me to the punch. There's TC. Thank you, sir. Also, good. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep. Zed the Snarky, Green Badger Outdoors did some of that reposting, aka retweeting. I still say tweeting and retweeting because because reposting just sounds so generic. It sounds like, I posted on Facebook and I posted on Reddit. No, it's tweeting because it's still Twitter. It's just has a little sideways cross in place of the little bird. So you know how it is. All right, so let's get into some news. So again, first thing I saw, and I'm going to start here. Hi, Rick Ashbringer too. Nice to have you here. Oops, don't hit that. That's wrong. What the hell? Don't do it. Okay, there we go. Is this working? Yes, it is. So the first thing, when I opened up X this morning and I saw this flag burning debate intensifies. So this is the Grok summary. God bless America. Why is it doing that? It always resets to what I don't want it to reset to. I don't want that. I want this. Okay, let me see something here. I gotta check something. Hang on. Now I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. Where is it? Where's that alert box? Hang on a second. Well, here, let's fix this. And maybe Gunfox, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Here, now let's see if this works right. Yes! Gunfuck61, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Dropping a tray in the tip jar. Thank you, sir. It says, to the subject of terrorist supporters, Sun Cannon mod coming soon to Minecraft. Now, Dems are going to not have their own voters pick. No, the elites will pick, and the voters can do as they are told and vote for the elites, man or woman. Yeah, that's the Democrats' democracy, right? Democracy, right? I do have my cup of reparations coffee in the Las Vegas coffee cup. These little Las Vegas skyline there. Thank you, Gunfox. Great. You are a great American. And yeah, holy shit. Yeah, the Democrats were out in force. Well, some of the Democrats were out in force over at over the Capitol yesterday. So here we go. Let's talk about this flag burning topic, though. That the flag burning debate intensifies, and even X is doing this. This is the Grok summary of what people are saying. A recent social media discussion has centered around the act of burning the American flag, with opinions divided on whether it should be protected as free speech or criminalized. Some users argue that burning the flag is a direct insult to the nation. Yeah, okay, let's just stop right there. Yes, it's an insult to the nation. That is what? It's class. That is known as an opinion. And now, again, I think if they steal the flags from the Capitol, they can be charged with damaging Capitol property. But the act of burning a flag, if they go out and buy a flag and burn it as a symbolic gesture, saying, we hate these people, or we hate Congress, or hate you American motherfuckers, that's part of our First Amendment. And I loathe, as much as I hate seeing people do it, I also loathe to try to make it a criminal act because of our Constitution. But anyway, so some users argue that burning the American flag is a direct insult to the nation and its people, advocating for jail time and deportation for those involved, and especially if the flag does not belong to the individual burning it. So there again. You steal government property and you burn it, that's a problem. Okay, that's a different thing. You're burning someone else's property. You're destroying someone else's property. As just a symbolic gesture, I'm sorry. And look, these idiots supporting Hamas over in D.C. yesterday, I'm in the fuck them camp. Okay, the assholes. By the way, it was kind of an insurrection. They were fighting with police. They were causing damage and graffiti everywhere on the Liberty Bell. That's trending today. On monuments, it's like, you motherfuckers. And will any of them get January 6th style arrests, gulag, forced, like railroading them into pleading guilty? I doubt it. I doubt it. You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, so let's see, this continues. Conversely, others defend flag burning as a form of protected speech under the First Amendment, emphasizing its symbolic nature. The debate also touches on the distinction between burning the flag that one owns versus one that belongs to someone else, with some arguing that the latter should not be protected speech. The discussion reflects a broader tension between the protection of free speech and the perceived disrespect towards the nation's symbol. Again, nation symbols, they're symbols. And if someone, defaces or whatever a symbol that they own, I don't care. But if they go burn a flag they stole from the flagpole on the Capitol grounds, which actually did happen, then sure, prosecute them for damaging federal property. Okay. Good morning, TC. How you doing? Someone else showed up too. No, that was just it. That's it. That's my opinion. Now, you may have a different opinion. I am fully happy that you have a different opinion, because you know what? This is America, and we love to have different opinions, but that is mine. Good morning, pissed off Shih Tzu. If they would have done a burnout on a rainbow crosswalk, they would have been arrested and charged with a felony. Hey, fuck them too for doing that. I don't think that should. Well, maybe a reckless driving, but the actual, the little hate crime rainbow flag thing, that's bullshit too. That is symbolic speech, and I hope that because a couple guys have been charged with that. I hope they use a First Amendment argument on that and maybe just get a reckless, because they're trying to charge them with felony hate crimes. Go fuck yourself if you think you're going to charge someone with a felony hate crime for symbolic speech. Hate crime is just is freedom of speech too, right? Just saying. Anyway, all right. So anyway, yeah, this time, do you think it should be illegal to burn the American flag? Let's see. This was the one I think I saw yesterday. No, that's not what I said. Tim Young, any non-citizen who burns the American flag should be immediately deported. I'm sure that should be grounds for it. I mean, why are you here? Okay, now here's interesting. This person tore down the American flag and replaced it with a Trump flag. What could that mean? You know what? These idiots are in jail, right? These idiots probably got prosecuted for that. Now, did they damage the government property to do it? I don't know. Okay, that was during January the 6th. So anyway, if you burn an American flag, nothing will happen to you. But if you burn a rainbow flag, you'll be investigated for a hate crime. I disagree. That the latter too. Fuck that. You burn a rainbow flag, guess what? That is symbolic speech. Thank you, GunFox61, dropping another trace in the tip jar. Appreciate you. Who says, P-Dog, it should be legal for veterans to openly protect the flag from anyone trying or burning by any means. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. Unless, except with violence, but no, I don't know. I don't think you should assault somebody look, I loathe people who burn the American flag. I loathe the act. I cannot stand the act. But this is one of those things. The First Amendment is, I support your right to do your little symbolic bullshit, even if I think it's bullshit. And, you get extreme side-eye from me. All right, enough about that. Moving on to some other topics that are happening right now. I had it twice there. Why do I have it twice? Oh, I see. Is this right? Okay. Today is Bill Clinton's favorite holiday. Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess what Bill Clinton's favorite holiday is? It's National Intern Day. Yeah. Happy National Intern Day. Now, the U.S. attorneys, I guess they're is that the Justice Department? The U.S. attorneys, the official count of the United States attorneys' offices, say, Happy National Intern Day. We recognize the many contributions of past and present interns and look forward to welcoming future interns to the U.S. attorneys' offices. Yeah, those are the ones who did all the dirty work to go find dirt on Donald Trump and try to make up laws that, change laws and manipulate laws to get him into the, to give him charged on a bunch of bullshit charges. Anyway, that's what the U.S. Attorney's Office does. Good morning, Special Can Acid and Darren Root, by the way. Let's see, who else is talking about National Intern Day? I'm afraid to scroll just in case we get some images of interns, like, Bill Clinton's interns. Wait. Bill Clinton's favorite holiday, interns. There you go. Yeah. Bill Clinton loves him some interns. Oh, yeah. All right. So anyway, lots of places to talk about their interns. LMG, it's National Intern Day. Today we celebrate the many contributions of interns everywhere. Your hard work, creativity, and fresh perspectives make a significant impact on our teams. And you're cheap to use as labor, often free. Although, it's funny. When my son was in college, not that long ago, there weren't a whole lot of positions. Like, it used to be when I was in school, a lot of internships were unpaid. Although I did interview for an internship with Procter & Gamble back in the day. That was a paid internship. But a lot of internships were unpaid. And when my son was in college a few years ago, all the internships paid good money. In fact, some of them paid really good money. Anyway, El Paso Water. They have water in El Paso, and El Paso Water says in honor of National Intern Day, we asked our Gen Z intern to to take the lead in editing video for us. Not quite what we expected. Stay tuned to see the full video. We had to jump on this trend. All right, let's wait and see what the intern at El Paso Water did for their what do they call this? Their video that they're working on. Here it is. Let's see what they did at El Paso Water here.
This is our map room here. You know, it shows all the, you see it's torn, you know, so it's old from day one.
This is riveting.
This is important. This is very important. That's the goal, okay? That's my goal. We are...
Don't scratch your balls.
Okay, let me go back. The membranes, and it's going to start here probably the next month.
I mean,
this solids. So
it seems like the intern trolled
it's between the outer edge.
The CEO, maybe. I don't know.
Again, this is just
okay. Enough. Hello, Willie. Willie will stay here. So anyway, happy national. Oh, there it is. I knew it'd come up eventually. Happy National Intern Day, everybody. There she is, Monica Lewinsky. Have you seen Monica Lewinsky lately? You know, like in just random stuff. Monica's looking good these days. She's not chubby anymore. She's looking all hot and shit for her age. And good for Monica Lewinsky surviving that ordeal. All right, moving on. Second quarter GDP is out, and some other economic reports are out. So I'm just going to start at the top here. This says, this seems noteworthy. Interest payments on the debt skyrocketing in the Q2 GDP report, hitting an annualized $1.089 trillion. Now, I don't know if is that annual? Yeah, annually. If current trends continue with the economy, deficit, etc., then the federal government will be paying an annualized $3 trillion in interest a year by the year 2030. Now, I think our entire, what is it? That's a lot. That's a damn, god damn. Now someone here said, just got word second quarter GDP came in hot at 2.8% versus 2.0% expected. The last was 1.4%. Bulls getting fueled, holders smiling all the way to the moon. Let's see. And then down here it says U.S. jobless claims 235,000. July 20th week consensus would have been 238, so right around what they thought it'd be. U.S. June durable orders minus 6.6%, consensus plus 0.3%. That's not necessarily good. Why is it down? Advanced second quarter GDP 2.8%. Of course, here's the problem. Are they going to really give the real numbers while Biden's office? Because right now they're trying to make Biden a hero, and they're trying to make Kamala Harris make us forget about her past. We'll get to that. All right, there you go. If you know what all that means, good for you. I'm going to move on. Also, Jennifer Aniston is trending. And, obviously when celebrities trend often, right? When they trend, they tend to end up being because they're saying something bad about Republicans. That's when they trend, right? It's almost inevitable. And we actually have that situation again. Jennifer Aniston is trending because she said she would, Jennifer Aniston slams vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance for calling women without kids childless cat ladies. He said that in his speech, and so she's mad at him. But someone here says, too bad Jennifer Aniston said she wouldn't be friends with anyone who wasn't vaccinated, so I don't care what she feels. But the idea that people claiming Jennifer Aniston is rarely political is silly. Again, she cut off unvaccinated friends. But let me see if we can find what J.D. Vance said. Here's I guess he was on Tucker Carlson. Let's open this up here so you can see it. Oh, that's still small. Let's maybe. Does that make it? Is that better? No. Anyway, here's what he said.
Does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate
Ron Filipowski, by the way, edited the video, but still.
oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats.
Now, Pete Buttigieg is not a childless cat lady. He's a gay dude with children. They did design a kid or something like that. Then have a couple babies. And his partner. Jennifer Aniston almost 60. I am 60. Okay, whatever that meant. So anyway, good morning, Darren Root. So anyway, I don't know if this was recently he said this or if it was a while ago, but Jennifer Aniston took offense to it, and so now she's trending because that's what happens when you say something and you're a Republican. But God forbid we start chronicling everything stupid, all the stupid shit Democrats say. We try, but it's not that easy. All right, that's why she's trending. Southwest Airlines is also trending because Southwest Airline is now going to offer seats for a fee. You'll have to pay for good seats. This is the end of an era, a beautiful airline destroyed by greed. I've never flown Southwest. I've always thought it was, but I do, like, I'm flying Sun Country when we go to Denver, for example. And they nickel and dime you to death. And it's like, oh, the flight costs this much. Well, if you want to sit in this row, it's going to cost you an extra $35. If you want to sit in this seat, it's actually $11. If you want to sit in the back of seats, it's actually $9. We're the ones that are zero, where you don't have to pay any extra. They don't have them. You have to pay for extra to have us. You get a flight, you pay for the flight, but you also have to pay for the seat you sit in, which is, I thought was weird. And then if you want to take more than something that fits under your seat, you got to pay for the, put up something, one bag to put in the overhead, and then you got to pay extra for luggage. And it's just insane. So anyway, Southwest Airlines is moving to assigned seating for the first time and is offering premium options. The company says 80% of customers preferred an assigned seat. I can't say that I disagree with the last sentence there. So anyway, that's an end of an era at Southwest Airlines. All right, we're going to move on. What else is here? Because I'm going to get to the topics day on time for a change. Netanyahu as a war criminal is trending because, there was big protest over at the Capitol yesterday, and all these people are saying Netanyahu is a war criminal. This is weird. What is this? History will always be watching. Okay, anyway, so this is filled with, obviously they're going to try to create heartstrings issues with this. And look, what's going on over there in that war is awful. I am never going to say it's not. It's interesting that Hamas hasn't said, okay, surrender, or hasn't said, okay, we'll give the hostages back, or during this whole time there's been chances for ceasefires where they said, okay, we'll do a ceasefire and you give us these hostages, and Hamas has refused. So what do you want them to do? I don't know. And I don't, this is one of those things where I don't like how they're proceeding in the war. But it could have ended a long time ago. So anyway, some people here says, so I'm going to give you some examples of what's going under this trend. No one can deny this. Netanyahu's a war criminal. I think Netanyahu's speech, the footage of white American politicians standing on their feet to cheer for genocide, apartheid, and racism. Is that what they were cheering for? Or they were just cheering for our only real, well, not our only, we have a few allies in the Middle East, but one of our most loyal allies in the Middle East. She says this is actually going to be the clearest historical document of our time. It will be cited for generations to disgrace the names of this Congress and this president. Now, this president, they're ripping Joe Biden for this too. Interesting that, and then here we go. We got, and then Rashida Tlaib did show up and decided to put her hand up. This scene will not be forgotten on the day of judgment. The killers of humanity. Long live Palestine. So anyway, people are very, very angry about Netanyahu coming to speak. Now, in a related thing here, though, I mentioned Liberty Bell earlier. Well, while Democrats are doing a circle jerk over Kamala, this is someone called Salty Goat, don't forget what her supporters just did to the Liberty Bell. These people hate this country, hate them back because they won't change. So they, here's footage. What happened at the Liberty Bell? They defaced it, they graffitied it, whatever. Now, this isn't the, this is not the original Liberty Bell, though, is it? No, the original Liberty Bell, I think, is still in Philadelphia, isn't it? At Independence Hall. And it has the big old crack in it, because this doesn't. This is a replica of the Liberty Bell. It's a Liberty Bell, but it's not the Liberty Bell. But still, they defaced this, and they defaced a monument. I mean, these motherfuckers. It's like, it's funny because we hear so much about the insurrection, but I don't really remember seeing a lot of graffiti or broken shit. You know, I mean, yeah, granted, they did break Pelosi's door. The one guy moved a podium from the hallway to the middle of the floor. There was claims that there was feces on the wall, but never substantiated. Certainly none of the busts in the Capitol Rotunda or any of the other artifacts that were in the Capitol were damaged on January 6th. Some windows are broken, yes, because the first group there, including the little Antifa fucker, were breaking windows so they could get in the building. But there's no, if there would have been widespread vandalism during the January 6th protest, we'd be seeing it every fucking day since then, because that's what the media does. But this is just one little protest for Hamas, and we get shit like this. Now, and by the way, supposedly these people aren't supporting Hamas. They're just protesting the genocide. Oh, wait a minute. Hamas. It says Hamas. Long live the resistance. Free Gaza. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lady Cara. Lady Cara just subscribed. Are you here, Lady Cara? I hope to see you soon. If you're in the chat or something, join me. So yeah, this is, do you remember seeing anything like this on January 6th? Like people scribbling Trump all over everything, whatever. I say, oh, here it is. Fuck Israel, free Palestine, now liberation now. Well, can you make that, can you just do it speaking and not deface, government property? So anyway, that's why that is trending. Now, the lady on the left was arrested and sentenced for 3 years for preaching the gospel in front of an abortion clinic. The animal on the right spray painted terrorist propaganda on the Liberty Bell and has not been arrested. We have a two-tier justice system. Yeah, so she was praying in front of an abortion clinic and got arrested. And then this jackhole was, she's on. Now, we don't know if they're going to find any of these people. It's funny. The FBI are really good at finding people when they want to. I'll be curious to see how many people from these protests they find. Let's see. South Liberty trending. Again, and by the way, that the one in D.C. is not the Liberty Bell. This is South Liberty Bell trending. I seriously hope that no one believes the bell that was defaced in D.C. by protesters was the real Liberty Bell. The real one is in Philadelphia in a museum. Yes, I that's what I said. That is a replica. But still, whether it's the real Liberty Bell or not, Lady Cara, how you doing? Welcome, and thank you for subscribing, by the way. Appreciate you. But then again, people are saying, okay, well, look at all the damage in Gaza. You're bad because they defaced some shit in Washington. Look what they did in Gaza. Well, we don't live there. and I feel bad for the people who do live there. I feel bad that they are basically hostages of Hamas. That's how I would say. That's all I got to say about that, in the words of Forrest Gump. By the way, thank you, Swamp Fox Ghost, for tweeting out the show. I appreciate you. All right, also trending. Let's see what else is going on. We got Netanyahu's war code, Liberty Bell. Oh, and deport. Deport is trending. Now, it's trending for a couple reasons. First of all, this dude in the island over there on the other side of the pond apparently has been making threats or something, and so British people are saying deport this man immediately. Look, I'm pretty sure that you might hear something like this from the people who are protesting in Washington yesterday too. But let's hear what this guy has to say. So let's see if he's a nice fellow.
So I want immediate action of the police officers, every one of them who was involved in the Manchester Airport incident.
Okay, I don't know what this is.
All of them arrested, suspended, tried, and jailed. Immediately, every one of them officers needs to be arrested immediately. If not, then we will go to Plan B and you will see big protests, I promise you. Protests like you've never seen before.
Okay, I don't know if that was a threat. This guy says, deport this man immediately. He doesn't get to make threats and demands with the promise of violence on the British people like this. I don't know if that would be, he's threatening violence. But that's the other, though, the other thing, though, here. Oh my gosh, what the hell here? So here, this is some guy named Charles Downs. Kamala Harris, angry voters damaged our monuments, and so severely during their Hamas riot that workers cleaning up the vandalism had to use a flamethrower to remove the damages. What happened here yesterday was a disgrace. Some are saying deport these people if perchance they are not U.S. citizens for this. But you can't deport people who are American citizens. Where are you going to deport them to? Indiana? But yeah, this is the scene again at that rally. Now, there is something, oh, by the way, there is something fascinating. I don't know if you caught the guy. Let me see if I can find this guy. Sonny Johnson actually posted something. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I know I commented on it. Give me a second here. Because I thought this was funny. And I think you'll catch my drift. Where's my replies? Right here. This is, or no, well, she retweeted this. Here's something interesting. You know, we like to say that on January 6, 2021, there were probably some infiltrators from the three-letter agencies, you know, FBI, NSA, whatever, CIA. But one of the things that they seem to like to do, those infiltrator types, they try to rile up a crowd and maybe, you know, get you looking at something that maybe you wouldn't have been looking at. And so I saw this post this morning of this jackhole. Local DC independent reporter, Penguin 6, also caught the man who burned the U.S. flag at DC's Union Station. He asked the crowd for lighters and lighter fluid, spat on the American flag before torching it. You know what's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this guy in the crowd? Class, can you say it? Could he also be one of those feds? Because look, if we have this distraction of an American flag burning and you're going to get a bunch of people arguing about whether or not it should be legal to burn the American flag instead of watching the press try to scrub Kamala Harris's record. Here he is. Here's the dude.
Come on, somebody gotta have more lighter.
Well, he's effective. So I'm sure that the Fed will find this guy and arrest him for damaging federal property. Because this flag came off the flagpole there at Union Square. So I think that's where Netanyahu was speaking. So anyway, so that's him. Let's see if this guy ends up in a DC jail for, 2-3 years awaiting trial for insurrection. Just saying. All right, enough about this jackhole. Let's move on. What else? Deport. Okay. Oh, and voluntarily is trending. Now, as you know, I didn't even put it in the list today, but as you know, Joseph Rahim Biden came out and made a speech last night. Maybe we should watch that because I didn't watch the whole thing. Should we watch Biden's speech? You put in the chat. Here you go. I'll give you a poll. And not a POLE poll. Anyway, so shall we watch Biden quit? Yes or no? Because I haven't seen it. Maybe I should watch it just so I can react to it live. But you could, oh wait, that's Q&A. No, not Q&A, dummy. Yes, we're ending Q&A. Holy shit. What a moron. All right, let's try that again. Let's do a poll, not a Q&A. Shall we watch Biden quit? There we go. There you go. I'm going to leave that on while I do this next topic here. All right, but voluntarily. Okay, this is funny because a lot of people are saying that Biden made a voluntary decision to quit. David Axelrod, here it is. There's Brian Stelter put this up of David Axelrod talking about Biden.
He's done an unnatural
about Biden resigning from the race. Okay, hello, Selector Boy, how you doing? Yeah, boy. Here we go. Let's listen to David Axelrod talking about Biden. By the way, oh my God. If you're paying attention to the media too, they are just treating Joe Biden like, oh my God, he's the greatest president of all time because he quit. Yeah, because the Democrats are going to fucking lose with him for sure. And it's not very looking good for Kamala Harris. But don't underestimate Kamala Harris. Damn it. Anyway, let's listen to David Axelrod.
Weeks, he's done an unnatural thing.
An unnatural
very
thing.
Rare in the annals of history. He stepped away from power. And he did it in the interest of the country.
No, he did it because he was going to be forced out. Pelosi said we can do this the easy way or the hard way. They want to hold on to power. When they say democracy, that means our people in power. He's a threat to democracy. Our people in power. He's a danger to democracy. Our people in power. I'm sorry. Every once in a while, it just gets to me. You know what I mean? Let me drink some coffee.
You said personal ambition.
I think history will look kindly on Joe Biden, and I think people will look differently
Not when they find out all the truth about his dealings with China, Ukraine, what's the others? There's another country, Belarus or something like that. All the money that his family's been making, it's all going to come out.
Him tomorrow than they did a week ago, and they will maybe see his achievement.
Really? Also, the fact that he's forcing Kamala Harris on people. I'm surprised at some of the people I see online not thrilled about Kamala Harris too. I have one example that really you're gonna get a good kick out of.
And his commitment to this country more clearly.
So anyway, people are questioning the idea that he voluntarily is giving up power. Biden gave up power voluntarily. Is such a lie on so many levels. Stop lying and being so stupid. Joe Biden did not voluntarily give up power like George Washington. He was essentially couped because he's a mentally non-existent. Because he's been mentally non-existent for God knows how long, and only because the lies were exposed. The reason he quit. The audacity of these liars and cheats and frauds. Oh, it's funny. Let's see Isaiah Martin here. He's going to tell you the truth. Let's listen to this.
That speech that President Biden just gave is going to be an all-time great. You can book it, clock it. That's
all-time great!
Because it's the kind of speech that our kids are going to be reading about one day when they're flipping the pages of history.
Okay,
and the lines on their understanding.
Oh, wait, now, he set me up. He's telling me this speech was great. Now we definitely gonna watch it. It's an all-time great speech. Probably just like his letter saying he's dropping out was one of the all-time great letters written by somebody. Anyway, okay, all-time great speech.
What exactly happened in the context of that moment? They're going to be learning about a man who spent 50 years in government.
Yeah, that's another problem.
As a senator, as a vice president, as a president of the United States, in a moment of all of this uncertainty, that decided that the right thing for this country was to...
And for Democrats in power...
to pass the torch, was to voluntarily...
Voluntarily?
Powerful political office in the world.
He was being forced out. Democrats, 26 Democratic senators wanted him, said he needed to drop out. Nancy Pelosi said, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
I'm done. I'm done with that. Because we're gonna watch the speech. After this, what else is trending? We choose freedom. Oh gosh, Kamala Harris. All right, let me go find Biden's little speech here real quick, and then we'll talk about a couple things that that are crazy. Let me find this. I had it already open on YouTube. I think it might be in my history already. Give me a moment, because I started to watch it, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch this on the show and react to it live. Now, I know already there's been little bits and pieces that have shown, that's 53%. Okay, we're a democracy, so 53%. It won't take that long anyway. We'll watch part of it. We'll see. Where is it? Joe Biden. Where is he? Here it is.
My fellow Americans.
Okay, hold on. Oh, this is 11 minutes long? That's not very long. Let's watch this shit. Come on, man. All right, here we go. This is Joe Biden telling us that he's no longer going to be in the, he's not going to be in the presidential race anymore.
Speaking tonight from behind.
Whoa, what? What the fuck was that? What was that? Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me see if we can decipher this. And by the way, you know what else? Now, something funny about this. This was supposed to be a live address, right? They billed it as Joe Biden's going to speak live to the American people. Okay. Now, 5:01 Pacific time would be what? 8 o'clock Eastern time? 8765. Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, this is supposed to be a live address, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Someone got a little screenshot of this watch here, and it said like 6:15 or something like that, meaning this was recorded. They said it was live. They said this was a live address to the nation, and it was recorded. It's amazing. Anyway, okay, let's see if we can decipher the first words out of his mouth here.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office.
By the way, this is not new. If you've been watching Joe Biden for 4 years, we'll talk about that border czar thing.
In this sacred space, surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents.
Notice how hard he's concentrated on that teleprompter too, which is fine, except, well, I think we'll see how many problems he has with the teleprompter too, because he didn't write this speech either.
Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt.
Except, wait. Did he just say Abraham Lincoln told us to reject malice? Do you think they have malice for Donald Trump? Clearly they do. So apparently that's out the window.
Who inspired us to reject fear.
Fear.
I revere this office, but I love my country more.
Oh, that's so
It's been
special.
the honor of my life to serve.
By the way, they wrote this speech again so that the media will gush over his selflessness. Joe Biden just is the most selfless person in the planet right now. They you know, he didn't write this shit.
Serve as your president.
As your president.
But in the defense of democracy.
Democracy!
I think it's.
Democracy is not at stake. Democracy is not at stake. Democracy is not at stake. Okay? Democracy, our form of democracy, which is a representative republic, which has checks and balances and requires 3/4 of the states to make any changes to the Constitution, which I don't think that even if it's Donald Trump, I don't even think if we resurrected Mussolini himself and put him in the presidency, would our democracy be at stake, because you have to have the cooperation of a lot of people. More than just a majority. We don't do just majority rule. That's why we don't have a democracy. We don't want to have majority rule. We want to have a little bit, let's say it's going to have to be a lot more than the majority before we make major changes to the structure of our nation. So, no, democracy is not at stake. Shh, stop that fucking bullshit.
More important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people.
Do you?
But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you. Your families. Your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America.
Why did he just look up? Did he just look up? What did he look up just now?
I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point.
Hang on. I want to see this.
Your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. We can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear
he didn't do that.
I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward.
He is concentrating on that teleprompter so hard. Holy shit.
Between hope and hate. Between unity and division.
Between hope and change.
We have to decide, do we still believe in...
And you believe in division. What are you talking about? You believe in division, Joe. Okay, everyone, the Democrats believe in division, the Republicans believe in division, but you use it to your advantage every fucking time.
And honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy.
Democracy. In
this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans.
That's easy for you to say. Which tells me he didn't write this speech because he wasn't sure what he was going to say there.
Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions because I know you, the American people. And I know this. We are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always love...
Wait. I didn't elect you to this office, so keep going.
With you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country is larger than any...
The truth? Okay, let's test that fact and see how much truth he continues to tell here. I'm going to see if he tells any lies during this.
Any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause...
Those of us who what? What did he say? Those of us who what?
Larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause.
What? Those of us who...
Any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause, cherish it.
Was he supposed to be saying carry and then he saw cherish and said cherry that cause? Those of us who cherry that cause? What? Okay.
So much a cause of American democracy itself.
Does he have a giant bruise on his chin? Is that, what the hell is that? I just noticed there's a, now I'm going to be distracted by that the whole time. Is that a giant bruise on his chin? Did someone punch him in the throat and say, Joe, sign this letter? I can't feel my hands. That's why his signature was off. Those of us who cherry this cause, he was going to say cherish
it so much. A cause of American democracy itself.
Wait, a cause of American what?
Cherish it so much. A cause of American democracy itself.
Democracy.
Must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me.
What has become clear?
I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor.
Because they were going to throw you on your ass.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world.
None.
My vision for America's...
What? You mean leading him to the wrong parachute guy?
Future. All merited a second term, but nothing.
All merited a second term, if you didn't understand what the hell he said there. Wait, and his left forehead. You mean up here? I'm just looking at this bruise on his chin. This big old thing right there. Like, did they forget to put makeup on that? What seems to be some slight facial paralysis on his left side. Oh yeah, he might have a slight form of Bell's palsy too coming on, because it's same with his mouth here. It stops, and my mother had Bell's palsy, and the right side of her face didn't move. And that can be triggered by a stroke or other things too. But anyway, I don't know. Here we go.
Nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy.
You're not saving the democracy.
Personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
Ah, yes, and the new generation
will
love to hear that.
It's the best way to unite our nation. You know,
not if they suck. Come on. And Kamala Harris is going to unite our nation. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure.
There is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices. Yes,
by the way, this is a well-written speech for people who don't pay attention to politics and don't pay attention to Biden and his record and whatever's going on. It's a very well-written speech if you think about it. You know, I'm doing this for noble reasons. I want to make sure the party's good. It's time for this experienced old statesman to pass the torch to a new generation with new ideas and fresh thoughts and this and that. And also they were gonna dump me anyway.
Your voices. And that time and place is now.
Now. Oh, by the way, and also here's the thing. That whole thing Pelosi said, you can do this easy way or do it the hard way. I guarantee you that this speech, written in a way to make it seem like he's making a great sacrifice for the nation, they said, look, you can either resign from the race and we will prop you up as one of the greatest presidents in American history. We will make sure that on your gravestone that you'll be right there with, I was as good as Jefferson, Washington, and either Roosevelt, even though I think the second Roosevelt sucked. And they'll prop him up as his place in history. And all the media is probably jumping on that already. But if you don't drop out of this race, we might have some investigations into the stuff you did when you weren't the president. That, we got some dirt on your ass. That's a weird way to say it, but anyway.
In the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose.
Let's see. And this is where this is what it's really about, because that's why they have Kamala Harris too, because that's supposed to be a hot button topic for women especially. But I'm pretty sure, and look, Donald Trump's neutral on that. He thinks just leave it to the states. He's not going to sign any legislation on banning abortion. He's basically already said that. But that's one of the big ones too. But they think that swapping out Biden will ensure a Democratic victory. And look, the Democrats who are in the know and in the game, they're all excited, but the rest of the nation probably doesn't even fucking know. And they're like, what the fuck is going on here? So anyway, let's keep going.
I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence.
Isn't that ironic? Because yesterday, not long before he gave this little speech, there was all kinds of political violence in the Capitol. And a lot of those were Democrats who were mad at Joe Biden. I remember on the January 20th, 2001, there was a shit ton of political violence. I didn't hear Joe calling it out then. I remember during the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, not just the, protesters, because there was protesters out there with legitimate, obviously they had a legitimate thing to protest, but there was also a bunch of shithead doing nothing but political violence. Political violence at the Capitol, at the White House. Remember, what was it? I wish Richard remember the day. Is it May 29th? May 29th, 2020, when they tried to breach the White House. Oh my gosh, we have a January 6th committee, but no May 29th committee when all those Secret Service agents were injured. No room for political violence. Oh, wait. When we're scared one time in January 6th that nothing's happened since. Oh, that's the political violence you want to talk about? Get the fuck out of here.
Or any violence ever, period.
Or any violence. Oh, interesting. There's violence is, whatever.
I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence. Our planet from climate crisis is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can.
And again, if you're younger than, if you're, I know people my age know this, that there was a big push 80s and 90s. Cancer research was really probably the number one thing that people worried about as far as researching and finding a cure for it. The cancer has always had this long history of we're going to find a cure for cancer. But it never really came up recently because there's been so much progress, right? And when Joe brought it up in the 2020 election, saying that we're going to cure cancer, it really harkened me back to the 70s and 80s when you'd hear that kind of thing. And it reminded me that, oh my God, Joe Biden is one of those people who made cancer, one of the priorities, which is fine. It's great. But it's just weird that he's saying we're going to do a moonshot to cure cancer. Well, which kind of cancer? There's like multiple kinds of cancers. So any particular kind or just cancer in general? It's just, it's flowery, bucket full of stuff, pie in the sky thing, which I don't know what exactly they've done to cure cancer other than people have been researching it. And in some ways, I think some people are not interested in curing it. Anyway, there's no cure for cancer isn't one illness. Exactly. It's not one illness. It's multiple different types of things. But anyway, it's just a weird thing. He comes just like when every time he finishes the speech, he says, God bless America and protect our troops. Now he brags that let's see if he says it here, but I know he'll probably brag about this too. I'll wait until I hear it. I know it's going to happen. Let me just wait. Let's keep going.
And end cancer as we know it because we can do it. I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform.
Not in the next 6 months, Joe. I hear what he's about to say.
We know it because we can do it. I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our
Supreme Court reform. I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform. Now, this is an interesting one because they've been talking about this lately. And I want to know what that means. Is he going to do some last minute appointing people to the Supreme Court to stack the court? Because think about this. The Supreme Court is a separate, co-equal branch of government. Okay? The Supreme Court, the judicial branch, makes its own rules for its own ethics and things like that, right? The president doesn't. The legislature doesn't. Now, they can try, but really, probably the only way to actually create reform, so to speak, for the Supreme Court would be, well, one, you can cheat and stack it because doesn't say how many people have to be on the Supreme Court, or by amending the Constitution in a way that makes the legislative and executive branch have some sort of authority over the Supreme Court. And that doesn't exist right now. So I'm very curious when he starts talking about Supreme Court reform, what does that mean? Because they're an equal branch. How do you take an equal branch of government and all of a sudden now you're the ones who determine what that branch of government does? Just like the executive branch can't tell the legislative branch what to do. Now they can cooperate in the end by signing the bills that the legislative branch comes up with, but that's not how our government works. I'm really curious what he means by Supreme Court reform. Like, oh, you're going to pass a law on a co-equal branch of government? You better make it a constitutional law, and that ain't happening in the next 6 months because it takes forever to get a constitutional amendment passed. So that's an interesting statement there.
Democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong and secure in the leader of the free world. I'm the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world.
It's interesting. This century. So since 2000. And why is that? I could have sworn we didn't the guy with the funny hair wanted to withdraw from Afghanistan. So Joe did do that. Very poorly, by the way, but he did it. Do we have anyone anywhere else right now? Any military people here? I'm not even sure. But yeah, that's an interesting way. Saying that Americans have nobody in a war right now. Okay. But there's wars going on. And certainly, I'm curious. We may not have any American service people in those wars, although you probably have some advisors in Ukraine. But we certainly have American money going towards wars big time, bigly. So that's a weird statement too. Keep going. Hi, Rockhopper. What's up from down under? And Andrew Thorson's in the house. Nice to see you. Oh, and Bookworm Addict.
We'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine.
Wait, so in the next sentence, let's go back here.
Remain strong and secure.
In the next sentence, he talks about the war we're involved in.
I'm the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world.
We're not at war, but
we'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine.
But we're involved in Ukraine.
Doing more damage.
What up, Johnny Hellcat?
We'll keep NATO stronger, and I'll make it more powerful and more united.
In 6 months, you're going to make it more powerful and united, Joe? You're done. You're a lame duck. You're not doing anything. And look, there really was never any chance of NATO dissolving anytime soon, and even Donald Trump wasn't interested in dissolving NATO. He just wanted everyone to put up what they're supposed to be putting up, and then Joe Biden recently tried to take credit for that too.
At any time in all of our history, I'll keep doing the same for our allies in the Pacific.
Well, no, you won't, because
when I came to office,
you're 6 months.
Conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore.
It wasn't the case then either. And look, they just by numbers, their trade is already it's got to be as big as ours or whatever. I don't know what he's saying there.
And I'm going to keep working to end the war in Gaza, bring home all the hostages, to bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war.
Yeah, those people outside protesting don't believe you, Joe.
We're also working around the clock to bring home Americans being unjustly detained all around the world.
Are you?
You know,
are you?
We've come so far.
Well, at least you got Brittany Griner home.
Since my inauguration. On that day, I told you, as I stood in that winter, we stood in a winter of peril and a winter of possibilities. Peril and possibilities. We were in the grip of the worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
Now, why did he just chip up there? I don't know why.
The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
There he goes again. The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. Wow. I guess Joe doesn't know. You'd think Joe would know that, 5 congressmen were shot in the Capitol building in the 50s. There's been bombings of the Senate. 9/11 happened. I think that might have been an attack on our democracy. But no, January 6th, where some idiots, broke the glass and got into the Capitol building. They roamed around looking at the place in awe. Oh, and then they shot that one woman. But a guy did have a stroke the next day and died. That was the police officer. But the worst attack on democracy. Of course, he's saying that, questioning the vote is an attack on democracy. Well, if you think the vote's illegitimate, then you're going to question the vote. Sorry. I mean, whether they're right or wrong, you have the right to question the vote. Jesus Christ.
We came together as Americans. We got through it. We emerged stronger, more prosperous, and more secure. Today, we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs.
You did not create 16 million new jobs. Stop telling that lie. Jesus. In fact, the labor participation pay rate, I think, still lower than when it was when the guy with funny hair was in office. Yes, you got 12, 14 million jobs back. But in 4 years, net 4 million jobs over 4 years. Well, a lot of those are people who are, you've massaged the numbers, by the way. People getting second jobs. You counted those. You counted people coming back from strikes as new jobs. You've counted people who are laid off because of the pandemic as new jobs. You didn't create 16 million jobs. Stop lying. Hello, Reaccion Puerto Rico.
Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down.
No. Well, the rate of inflation from your high, because it was low when you came in, and then it went whoop. But again, our inflation drives inflation around the world because we have the highest GDP. We send the most stuff out. We bring the most stuff in. So anytime we have inflation, everyone else in the world is going to have inflation. I get that, but the idea that you're bringing inflation down. Well, it went up the last 2 months, right, Joe? You pay attention to those reports, right?
The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years.
What? What? How? What did you do to lower the racial wealth gap? Or did you just make that shit up? And look, racial wealth, no, it's individual wealth gap. People in certain jobs make less than other people in other jobs. So you can't do demographic comparisons in wealth where the demographic part means nothing. I just don't get it. Real quick, thank you, Joe Biden's wandering mind, dropping a $3.56 in the tip jar. Now, wait, how does that make you the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day? That's not true, is it? How does that work? Wait a minute. No, that's not it. Something's wrong there. Anyway, thank you, Joe Biden's wandering mind. Says, let me be clear. I was Oh, let me be clear. I was clearly stating it was the biggest threat on democracy since the Civil War. You know, because the slaves were free, but we were later able to work with that situation. What the fuck does that mean, Joe? Thank you for sponsoring the show. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, that's wild. Thank you, Joe Biden. Oh, Joe Biden. Oh, no, Joe Biden's wandering mind. I got it. Okay. All right, here we go.
We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban, rural, and tribal communities.
Oh, yeah, and that rural internet, that, the access that you were supposed to be doing that you haven't connected one person yet on the infrastructure bill you did in 2001. Not one high-speed internet connection has been made. Oh, this is an appropriate pause point. This looks like normal right here, doesn't it? Not a single one. And then, of course, all those charging stations that we're doing. There we go.
Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and science and innovation.
No, we will be. I support the CHIPS Act. Okay, great. And those are the kinds of things we should be doing. Should we be subsidizing it? I don't know, but still, it's great that some of that's back. And I'll give you credit for that one.
We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years.
How? What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean, Joe? We finally beat Big Pharma. How? You gave them probably collectively over $1 trillion during COVID. How did you beat them? Did you beat them your own riding whip while they had you bent over and being pegged? What are you talking about? Oh, you redid the Donald Trump insulin thing for $35. How the fuck did you beat Big Pharma? What does that mean? Good morning, Jonathan Peterson. What the? How?
To lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors.
You haven't done that. You haven't lowered the cost of prescription drugs for seniors. Now, did you put some kind of a cap on something? The people on Obamacare or Medicare that the $2,000 out of pocket? Okay. How does that beat Big Pharma? What happens when you do that is that the seniors no longer pay it, but the federal government pays it, and the Big Pharma still gets their billions of dollars. That's all it is. The cap is on their insurance, not on Big Pharma getting paid. You're so full of shit. Unbelievable.
And I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors.
Yeah, you didn't lower the cost.
More people have
You
healthcare
just
today.
subsidized it more so that everyone else pays for it. Yeah, beat Big Pharma. And Big Pharma, you know what? Sometimes I think they have an interest in not curing anything. They make a lot more money if they can sell you a pill. But anyway.
In America than ever before. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families.
Doing
who are
what?
exposed to toxic materials.
Okay, that should be done. You didn't pass it. Congress passed it, but whatever. Good. That's a good thing. Okay, credit where credit's due. Here, you get a bell.
Most significant climate law ever.
Oh,
ever in the history of the world.
The Inflation Reduction Act is the biggest climate bill in the history of the world. Wait, what's it called? The Inflation Reduction Act. Green New Deal.
The first.
For something that, oh my God, I've never been alive. Look, hey, I've been alive 60 years. I know I don't look that old, but I've been alive 60 years. You know what? There's never been a time in my lifetime that somebody wasn't being an alarmist about the weather. Okay. All that time, I can never remember a time that there was not some coming crisis about the weather, either too cold, too rainy, too wet, too droughty, too hot. It's warming, it's cooling, it's changing. And you know what the solution has always been? More government intervention and higher taxes. We're going to tax you out of this climate crisis. We're going to tax big business out of climate crisis. By the way, I just thought of something that this just popped into my head right now. You know how they are criticizing Donald Trump because he mentioned something about having tariffs, adding like 10% tariffs on foreign goods, and oh my God, that's going to cause inflation. That's going to cause it's going to cause the price of goods to go up. That's going to hurt the American people. You know, the same people criticizing that, aren't they the ones who want to raise corporate taxes? Yeah, what would that do? I just don't know. Anyway.
First major gun safety law in 30 years. And today.
Wait, what did he say?
The first major gun safety law in 30 years.
The first major gun safety law.
The violent crime rate is at a 50-year low.
They keep saying that. And then yesterday I just saw a report that I have to be gentle. Unwelcome sexual activity on a human being that's forced is up 300% in New York City. Oh, but crime is down. They keep saying crime is down. Oh, and you know, it's funny because when they say crime is down too, they do also kind of fail to mention the fact that they've decriminalized a lot of things that used to be crimes. And he says violent crime is down. I don't know, man. Maybe violent crime is down, but certainly not by people who may have traversed our border without the proper methods. Illegals.
We're also securing our border.
No, you're not.
Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office.
Okay, and they keep saying this too. Yeah, you know what else they do every month? They tell you job numbers that get revised every next month. So if the job numbers last month always revised and they're always high, are always way lower than they said the month before, but you don't remember because when they revise it, it's not as a big report. It's when they come out and it's a great report. Oh, these are great job numbers. 30 days later, well, they're half of what they were really, what we said they were. Oh, here's this month. We have great job numbers. Next month, they're 60% lower, but we won't tell you that. Yeah, I don't believe them for a second. Yes. Are they down because they now the 2,500 executive order limit? I don't know. It's funny that you didn't do shit until the last 8 months in office about it. Oh, and then you try to pass this bullshit bill that really is just help you process illegal border crossers faster or more efficiently. So I'm gonna just take that. You know those big square salt things that horses lick on. Salt lick. I'll take that one of the giant salt lick.
I've kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America.
You know what? Stop saying that. Why? Now, I'm glad. I mean, look, if he had just appointed a black woman because, hey, this judge has been here for 40 years and she's awesome, blah, 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 blah. But when you made it your goal specifically, and all three candidates were black women, then that, you hate it when people say, oh, a DEI candidate, but then you make it a DEI candidate. And I hate that fucking phrase. Okay? Because not every black person who's accomplished in a job and flying a plane or whatever are DEI candidates. They're people who went through the process and worked their asses off to get to where they were. But when you say, well, I pledge to appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court, and then all your candidates are black women, you fuel the fire of people saying that we are not earning what we get. It's, some people say, oh, it's racist to call someone a DEI candidate. Well, when you said that you were going to make your vice president a black woman, and you did, and then you say you're going to make your, the Supreme Court candidate a black woman because reasons, then you make us look bad. When people who are accomplished in what they do, because now people think, well, they just needed a black person to be in this job, so they picked me. Fuck you with that shit. How about just saying you like your Supreme Court nominee that's in the court now? Jesus Christ, I hate that shit.
I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America.
How
be a
so?
president for all.
Oh, so they're 70% white? Is that, you know? Because I'll tell you what, that dude with the fingernails and the makeup, he doesn't look like America. How does he look like America? Or is it a she? I don't know. I'm not talking about the one in uniform. I'm talking about that other weirdo that was in the White House.
All Americans.
Yeah, the dude in the dress who is stealing luggage. Does he look like America to you, Joe? What are you talking about?
That's what I've done.
Yeah, you've done it all
I ran for
right.
president 4 years ago because I believed.
Uh-oh, he's getting angry. Look at his face. He's getting that Walter look on his face now. He's getting the Walter look. His chin's getting tight, and his lips and cheeks are tight, and he's getting angry.
And still do that the soul of America was at stake.
No.
The very nature of who we are was at stake. And that's still the case. America's an idea.
Okay, this
idea
is
strong.
The idea. This is one of those standard things he puts in speeches. America's an idea. And what is that idea? What's the word that describes America, Joe?
Bigger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It's the most powerful idea in the history of the world. That idea is that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're all created equal. Endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable.
Again, he drops into this every speech because it sounds powerful, but it's just platitude the way he says it.
Rights, life, liberty.
And the thing is, these words are so important. And it's almost as if he uses them so much that he trivializes them. These words he is speaking right now are so important but he's using them to pander because he uses it all the time. You see his little stump speeches or wherever he goes out, he uses this line all the time, and it's so important, and it drives me nuts, man.
Pursuit of happiness. We've never fully lived up to it, to this sacred idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I do not believe the American people will walk away from it now.
Well, will they walk away from the Democratic Party? They just might, Joe. I think you've done enough damage. Why is this not on full screen? Why is he, there we go. His head was cut off the whole time. I didn't even know that. You should have said something.
Just a few months, the American people will choose the course of America's future.
And are you going to make a political speech now? Because you just say, remember, this is supposed to be just a presidential address. You might have to force equal time for Donald Trump if you say the wrong thing here.
I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable.
Experienced at what?
She's been an incredible.
What? Capable of what?
Partner to me.
Don't say it.
For our country.
Don't say it.
Now the choice is up to you, the American people. When you make that choice, remember the words of Benjamin Franklin's hanging on my wall here in the Oval Office.
What's that, Joe?
Alongside the bus.
That's democracy is two wolves and a sheep saying what's for dinner. Was that Ben Franklin who said that? I think so. That's what he thinks of democracy. That's why we don't have a democracy, Joe. Hi, Linda Hunter.
Of Dr. King and Rosa Parks and Cesar Chavez. When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was a republic.
Okay.
If you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it.
Yeah.
Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands.
Right, and we will, no matter who you vote for.
It's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter, from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Claymont, Delaware.
Wait a minute, the stutter you overcame in high school when you were in the speech team? That stutter? Oh, wait, it came back miraculously as you start to sundown.
One day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as president.
And you know, the people who wrote the speech, That's brilliant speech writing, though. I'm telling you, this speech is brilliant if you don't pay attention to this stuff all the time like I do. The speech itself is brilliant. By throwing that in, a kid with a stutter, because they've used that as his excuse all the time. And I've never heard him throw that into a speech before. The writers of this speech, which was not Joe Biden, did a brilliant job writing this speech for people not in the know. I'm telling you right now. That's why the media's going to get away with saying, oh, this is the greatest speech he ever did, whatever.
The States. But here I am. That's what's so special about America. We're a nation of promise and possibilities, of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others.
It's a good
speech. I've been blessed many times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you.
He's whispering again.
He's
not mad
about
anymore.
America is here. Kings and dictators do not rule. The people do.
Thank you for whispering.
History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. You just have to keep faith. Keep the faith. And remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
That's one of his favorite
lines.
There's
Nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together. Preserve our democracy. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
Protect our troops from what right now, Joe? That's his line you use if we're in war. We haven't been in war since you... I was going to say get the guys killed in Afghanistan. Since you pull out of Afghanistan. Don't hat me, bro. What's up? We haven't been... Protect them from what right now? Well, maybe terrorist attacks and shit, but you know what I mean? I mean, that protect our troops, it makes sense if we're in war, but I'm not sure what it means when we're not in war. So anyway, so that's the speech. Look, if you listen to the writing of the speech, listen to what it's saying without filtering out all the bullshit, it's a well-written speech. If someone said this is Joe Biden's best speech, they're probably right. Because it is written in order to create a legacy for Joe Biden. But if you know the bullshit behind some of it, you're like, really? Well, obviously, I was having a aneurysm. All right, now I was gonna do. Kamala Harris has put out some new ads, and one thing that's trending is called "We Chose Freedom." Let's watch her. Let's watch her "We Chose Freedom" ad, and then I'm gonna do one more thing, and then we got to get out of here. So here's Kamala Harris. I'm always going to pronounce her name right so that they can't claim that I am a racist against someone who has about as light skin as I do, and I'm definitely blacker than Kamala Harris. At least American-wise, I don't know. Well, maybe I'm not. I'm as adopted, but I grew up in an ADOS family, so at least I got that. But anyway, here's Kamala Harris's "We Choose Freedom" ad.
In this election, we each face a question.
What's the question?
What kind of country do we want to live in?
Oh my God, they already have video from the rally she had in Wisconsin in a high school gym. They filled up a high school gym. Now, granted, high school gyms, a lot of high school gyms in Wisconsin, don't think of it as a high school gym. They're like 3 basketball courts long. Probably most of the gyms that I've been to in Wisconsin, because my son played basketball, we went to a lot of basketball tournaments, hold about 3,000 people. So she filled a high school gym, but they're giant gyms in Wisconsin. So don't knock that it's a high school gym. But anyway, they already have footage from that. So here we go.
People who think we should be a country of chaos?
No. There are no people who think we should be a country of chaos. Okay? Nobody thinks that. Or of fear. We should not be a country of fear. I would rather have people fear us a little bit more. But no one thinks we should be a country of fear either, Kamala.
Fear. of hate.
Not of hate either. Nobody thinks we should be a country of hate. And you are projecting. Okay? Let me ask you a question. Who's more hateful? And I'm just going to say, let's go with support. Donald Trump supporters or Donald Trump haters? Who's more hateful? Because granted, there's the name hate is in one of the groups, but please, are the people who hate Donald Trump? How about the people that were protesting in D.C. yesterday? Are they haters? Anyway.
But us, we choose something different.
What do you choose there? What do you choose?
We choose freedom.
Really? Oh, freedom! We choose freedom. Yeah, except for well, you say bodily autonomy, but there's one kind of bodily autonomy you don't believe in.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom.
Again, a good ad for people who don't know any better. Oh, I'm sure. Look, I'm sure the little rainbow trans flags get everyone riled up.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead.
Well, that ain't happening right now.
To be safe from gun violence.
Okay.
The freedom to make decisions about your own body.
So,
we choose a future.
Gun control, abortion, and
where no child lives in poverty.
Yeah, you know how long we've been doing poverty programs. I thought the Great Society was supposed to take care of that. I thought all the money that Carter wanted to spend was supposed to take care of that. Look, the best way to end poverty is to make the nation better. So choose. Wow, what would that be called? What would you have? What would be a name for that? America, maybe like America First or something like that. But you all are intent on giving money to everybody else. Again, America First means put your mask on before you try to help somebody else put their mask on when the plane loses cabin pressure. How about we get America's mask on so we can breathe and get our oxygen, get ourselves secure, and then we can go help everybody else.
Where we can all afford health care. Where no one is above the law.
Oh, so we can arrest Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and the whole Biden family then, right? Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what you meant.
We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
Okay.
Keep on running because the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's a good ad. It's a really good ad for her target audience. So it's a good ad. I'm not going to say it's not, but again, it's an ad for people who don't pay attention. It really is, and don't know anything about Kamala Harris. Now, here's one thing that I want to finish with. That is the reason why a lot of people aren't going to know about Kamala Harris, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday. It was the border czar talk, okay? And Newsweek was trending today because oh no. Okay. I didn't really look at the trending topic until now. One of them was, how Newsweek also jumped on the Kamala was not the border czar bandwagon, and now Kamala was not the most liberal U.S. senator, and Kamala did not promote defunding the police, and Kamala did not say 18 to 24-year-olds were dumb. And now Newsweek says Donald Trump might not have been shot after all, according to Newsweek. Now, just like it's Gaslight Central. Gaslight, ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Neon light, boom, boom, ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Oh, and also Newsweek put out an article. Donald Trump misses 12 putts playing golf with Brian DeChambeau. He missed 12 putts? Oh, so you mean he two-putted? I mean, what the fuck? Maybe they don't know anything about golf. But yeah, Newsweek. Donald Trump might not have been shot after all. Let's look at this bullshit. Then I got to go. The FBI director says, no, he didn't. He didn't say that. FBI Director Christopher Wray said on Wednesday, it was not clear whether former President Donald Trump was shot or hit by shrapnel when a gunman opened fire at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Does it matter if he was, shrapnel, I didn't mean to say your name there. Does it matter if he was shot, like if the bullet grazed him or a piece of shrapnel grazed him? Does it matter? Did anybody, what? Now, let's say he did get hit by a piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter with that bullet that whizzed by him and killed a man. What? Now, this is when you need Hillary Clinton. What difference does it make? He was injured in an attempt to kill him. And whether it's a bullet or not, people were shot at the scene. Bullets were flying in his direction, at his head. What? Oh my God. The FBI investigating July 13th shooting, which killed the rally goer and seriously injured two others before the gunman, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Cooks, was shot dead by Secret Service. Trump was rushed off stage with a bloodied ear. He said that night he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my ear. He said he heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt a bullet ripping through his skin in a post on Truth Social. A week after the shooting, the Trump campaign released a doctor's note. Oh, see what they did there. Did you see what they did there? Oh my God, who wrote this shit? Khalida Rahman released a doctor's note from Texas Representative Ronnie Jackson, who served as the White House physician, that said that Trump sustained a gunshot wound to his right ear and was less than a quarter of an inch from entering his head and struck the top right of his ear. Trump is doing well, blah, blah, blah. A doctor, that's why, motherfuckers. See what they do? They're so bad. But on Wednesday, Wray testified before the House Judiciary Committee that it is not yet certain if Trump's injury was caused by a bullet or shrapnel. Again, would that change anything about the assassination attempt? My contention here is that these motherfuckers are going to do everything they can to minimize anything negative about Kamala Harris, and they will attempt to maximize any negative about Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to finish on one note here that this is special. There's two actually. One, Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut was outraged by Netanyahu's suggestion that the protesters were Hamas sympathizers yesterday. A few hours later, he was disturbed to find out that the protesters he defended were actually Hamas sympathizers. So here's how it started. The speech was more of a commentary of U.S. politics rather than a path forward for Israeli and U.S. security. The suggestion that any American who objects to the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza is a Hamas sympathizer was way out of bounds. That was before. A few moments later, I've seen some disturbing images coming out of today's protest at the Capitol. I'll always support Americans exercising their First Amendment rights, but pro-Hamas cheers and messages of hate and anti-Semitism have no place in our country, period. So he didn't like how it was going. Now, there's another thing here that I wanted to show you. And that is... Oh, I accidentally went out of it. Remember we were talking about the... Oh, no! I accidentally closed the bookmark. Okay, I guess we're not going to do that. I am going to put an article about George Orwell being canceled, though. So we'll leave this at that. I got to go. Thanks everybody for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. Thanks sponsors. That was helpful. It's always helpful to have sponsors. And I'm here Monday through Friday about this time. Remember, next week I'm on vacation. Probably won't stream, maybe once or twice, but I'm not going to, definitely not Monday, definitely not Tuesday. So we'll see you then. Let me make sure I have Chris Murphy's tweet in the bookmarks today. There we go. All right. So everything we did, and including today, the aggregator from the Ace of Spades, JJ Sefton, I'm putting all his articles in the links today. If that works, right? Oh, no, that didn't work. Let me get this right. There we go. All right. So everything we did so far will be in the links. Oh, wait. wait. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. There is one person that I want to acknowledge on X, the app formerly known as Twitter today, who made an astute observation. And normally I make fun of this human being, but today I'm going to honor him because there are a lot of people who you would think would automatically support Kamala Harris because of her perceived racial background. But not everybody's having it, especially not all black people having it. And today I'm going to bring you this little bit by Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed tweeted this. This desperate attempt to manufacture a culturally black background for Kamala is laughable. Quick note, many foundational black American families already had these types of records for years. So this is the cringe this is what Kamala Harris was out doing yesterday, trying to beef up her black bona fides.
What'd you get? So, okay, so I don't know, do you know music? Okay, so first of all, Charlie Mingus, really one of the greatest.
See, she's going to buy some black jazz performers.
One of my favorite albums of all time. Roy Ayers.
Well, why are you, if it's, wait a minute.
So
wait a minute. If this is one of your favorite albums of all time, why are you just now buying it? Why are you just now buying it if this is one of your favorite albums of all time? You'd think you'd already have it. Now, what's the third one?
It's a classic. And then Porgy and Bess, right? And
Porgy and Bess. So, yeah, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, which is a classic album. Those are all great albums. But if these are just some of her favorite albums ever, why is she buying it now? She should have already had that shit. And Tariq is right. Mark that on your calendar. I said Tariq Nasheed is right. All right, I got to go. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day. I got to go, though. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Links coming up. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.